Pro 15 in review. Design and build. Reservations about the price aside, this is out and out a premium laptop. For a 15-inch device it is remarkably slim, keeping an identical profile to the 2016 model. Our review unit was space gray, our preferred color, but you can go for the classic MacBook Silver too. There is also a convenient Touch ID fingerprint reader worked into the touch bar, while the 15-inch design allows for symmetrical speaker grills either side of the keyboard. As usual, Apple excels in its positioning of the trackpad. Here it is huge, but we never found our palms encroaching on it. The impressive slim form factor is largely possible thanks to Apple's removal of some, debatably pro, ports. Long gone is the CD drive, but also carried over from last year's model is the absence of any ports other than 4 USB-C, Thunderbolt 3, 2 on each side, and a solitary headphone jack. Features and specs. The form factor for a 15-inch machine is impressive, with the Pro measuring 34.93 by 24.07 by 1.55 centimeters when closed. Yes, 1.55 centimeters thick on a MacBook Pro 2017A, it's the future. It's 1.83 kilograms, a weight that is well distributed. You may not want to carry it in a messenger bag, but it's certainly in the portable bracket more than ever before. Display. The laptop has a 15.4-inch backlit Retina display, and yes, it looks amazing as we've come to expect from Apple. The 2880 by 1800 resolution is a dream no matter what you're looking at, and is, for all-day use, preferable to the 13-inch alternative. It boasts 220 pixels per inch with an often blinding 500 nits brightness and a P3 wide color gamut. Viewing angles are outstanding and there is zero light bleed from any corner or edge. It supports several scaled resolutions up to 1920 by 1200, but the absence of HDMI means you'll need the requisite adapter. Processor, RAM and graphics. The update for 2017 is internal. There are finally Kaby Lake processors, Intel's 7th generation chips. They offer higher boosted clock speeds than their predecessors, and means Apple has caught up with the HP ProBook 400 range, Dell XPS 13 Touch, Acer Aspire, and Asus ZenBook 3 that all have Kaby Lake chips. Our review unit is the high-end 2.9 GHz quad-core Intel Core i7, which can turbo boost up to 3.9 GHz and has 512 GB storage with 16 GB of 2133 MHz LPDDR3 onboard memory. This RAM tops out in the range at 16 GB, but works at a higher frequency than last year's 1866 MHz. There are calls for Apple to offer up to 32 GB RAM in the MacBook Pro, with fingers pointing to Dell's Precision 5520 laptop, which has a 32 GB RAM build-to-order configuration. Back in November 2016, Apple's SVP of Worldwide Marketing Phil Schiller spoke out after criticism that the MacBook Pro topped out at 16 GB RAM, saying that if Apple was to offer more RAM it would be detrimental to battery life. This is because the higher amounts of RAM would require power-hungry memory controller. Software. The machine runs MacOS Sierra 10.12.5 out the box, and it is a nicely refined version of Apple's long-standing Mac operating system. If you're used to El Capitan, then not much has changed, but you do get Siri, if you don't mind talking to a computer.